I understand that you saw Michael Jackson in concert.
I opened for Michael Jackson in concert in Hawaii.
You probably know him as David Silver from the iconic Beverly Hills 90210, but Brian Austin Green is so much more than 90s teen heartthrob. He's an actor, producer, podcast host, dancer, entrepreneur, father of 5.
Over the years, Brian has shown he is not afraid to evolve, whether it's cutting a rug on Dancing with the Stars, gracing our screens on shows like Anger Management and Desperate Housewives, or co-hosting his candid and entertaining podcast, Old-ish, where he shares real talk about life, parenting, and everything in between.
Brian is all about family balance and embracing the chaos of raising kids while still managing to stay creative and grounded, whether he's in front of the camera, behind the mic, or just being dad. Brian Austin Green continues to bring authenticity, humor, and heart to everything he does. That's an epic photo.
Love this photo.
Luke was an incredible human being.
Yeah, we need more people like that, though.
It's pretty amazing.
None of us were really prepared for what the show did. Nobody was prepared. And it was this freight train, and you just grabbed a hold of it, you ran with it.
Brian Austin Green,
Greatest intro
There it is.
ever. Thank you.
You know what I
Thank
love
you
on
for
your
that.
Instagram? It says, always check in with people around you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
In my
that.
bio. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the golden rules.
It is,
I
yeah.
think people forget, and it's so simple. And
Yeah.
People forget it. Like, I'm all about, at this space and time in my life, just be kind to people. Like, I'm not a fan of the word nice, because to me, nice, someone can fake.
Right.
You mean nice when you're around people. It's, just be nice in this room. Okay, fine. Kind is a way you are when people aren't watching.
Right.
It's just a way you live your life. It's like this conscious effort
Yeah.
that you make. So checking in with people.
Yeah.
It's so simple to do, but it's so sad. So many times you read a story from someone that is dealing with depression, or took their own life. Like and they're lonely. And they just wish that people checked in, and people never do.
The place you hold in the hearts and minds of like millions of people, when you say you got to check in with people and be kind to them, how does that translate to you when someone who you've never met before, but who feels like they know you, comes up to you and wants to share time and space with you?
It's incredibly humbling. It's just an incredible honor for me to be in that position. So like when I go to these conventions and people are waiting in line and they're really excited and they're shaking and they're talking about how they grew up with the show, I understand that. And I've been given this insane platform. So to me, I just want to make the most of it. I want those experiences that people have to be memorable.
Yeah.
When you talk about your fans, and I love the way you're talking about your fans and really being there for them, but you're seeing thousands of people, right?
Sometimes,
right? Like today must have been a busy, busy day.
Yeah.
Do any of their stories stick with you, that resonates with you?
Honestly, the ones that stick with me the most are the ones, the people that get emotional talking about how the show or a storyline or something like that affected their lives in a positive way and was something that they needed at that point. So to hear back from somebody going, oh my God, you were going through this and it helped me through this situation.
Yeah.
Me, selfishly in the moment, it was just all about me. I wasn't thinking about how it affected somebody else. So it's cool to look back on. That's the stuff now that is the most memorable to me, the things that take me out of me.
Yeah. Well, we're here to talk about you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're here to talk about you. But you pull up the first photo from your Instagram.
Oh, boy.
Do you remember your first photo on Instagram?
It was a pair of sunglasses.
Pair of sunglasses. This is
Close,
the
but this is the
first
one we
could
found.
find on your Insta from 2014.
Was it really? That's the first thing I posted from a film that I did.
Unless
That's
you
the first-
archived other ones, but this is the one we found.
You're like,
I'm
gonna go
actually
back to
going to look
yours?
right now while we're doing this and
You're
see
gonna
it.
go through like 600
I
photos.
don't. Well,
You got
maybe.
the time.
You got the time? Okay.
Right. I'm sorry. Are we going somewhere? Are we in a rush to get out of here?
We're waiting on Poutine, so it's good. We're all right.
Okay. I will. That's a slow internet connection.
So-
okay. I'm just going to keep scrolling along.
You keep
But
scrolling,
I
but
wanna-
this
I
is
do
the
wanna
one
talk
we
about
found,
this.
which is great.
This is promo for a film that you did.
Yes.
Talk to us about where you were in life at this point And what's like working on projects like this?
That's Don't Blink.
There's no.
Yeah.
So we shot that in the mountains in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I was married at the time. We didn't even have a baby.
Yeah.
I just had Cassius, who was young. He came out to visit at one point with my mom. They stayed at an Indian gaming casino out there. It snowed, which was really cool because my son hadn't ever seen snow like that before. I'm just gonna casually.
I know. Do you want me to do it for you?
No,
Yes,
it's just a slow internet connection, so I just have to keep waiting for the pages to load.
And he was how old when he came out there?
He was, I want to say like 9.
So the perfect age to be experiencing that for the first time.
Yeah.
Was that the first time he was on set with you?
No.
No.
He used to come to set with me quite a lot. On
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
that I did.
Was that important for you to have them around?
It was just cool.
Yeah.
Like it was, because I loved being a dad. So
Yeah.
when I was away and I always tried whenever I could to work in town. I didn't really want to travel for things, but then certain things would come up and they were just great opportunities.
Yeah.
Don't Blink was a cool one. It was a really cool script. I reached out to Mina Suvari, who came in. I'd worked with her on Domino before then. We had the same agent.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, is she,
Yeah.
will it work? Is she available? And she was, and it was a couple day shoot, but it was really cool the way this film was done. It was done practically. We didn't do anything with CG, no real effects that way. And we had 2 cabins that the actors stayed in, one for all the boys and then one for all the girls. And as people disappeared within this story, cast members would disappear from the house.
Right.
Like they would literally get on a plane the next morning and they'd be like, peace, see ya. So it was really like, we had a really cool bond. It was really fun because we would all get together and like big dinners and stuff like that. And then somebody'd be like disappeared and then they'd be on a plane the next morning. You'd be like, oh my God, Nina's gone. It was, so it was really, it was like bittersweet. It was a really fun experience.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was strange because those people, when you're on set, those people become your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been acting since you were 9.
Since I was 9.
Yeah.
That's great. You've been doing this for a long time.
I've been in SAG longer than my fiance's been alive.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you for real?
Wait a minute. Wait.
She's turning 40 in this month.
And you're 51.
I'm 50. I'm turning 52 in July.
52.
Oh, happy early birthday.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cancer. No.
Cancer.
See, I knew that.
Yeah.
Why do I know
Are
that?
you a Cancer?
No, my husband's July 6th. That's why.
That's why you know
That's
that.
why. He's turning 52. Right? Yes.
You
You guys are trying to say
I'm
that?
brain fog here.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Yeah. I'm not there yet. I don't know.
Yeah, July
That just cuts deep. That cuts so deep.
Wait, I'm really curious about, because I mean, 9 years old, you were in SAG.
Yeah.
So you've seen all these ups and downs and all these changes in the industry.
Yeah.
When you look at it now, compared to like even what it was like in the 90s, what's your impression of TV and film currently in 2025?
I just don't recognize it now. I mean, it's not the same business that I grew up in. When I was young, there were 25 kids. We all knew each other. We all went on these like team magazine trips together. And so there was no real competition because it was like, oh, if you want a redhead kid, then Seth Green is your guy. If you want, like, it was, everybody kind of had their pocket that they ran from. So it was just all supportive and love from everybody. Now with streaming, there are thousands of kids that are in the industry. The competitiveness to get parts is just crazy. And then, these streamers, they don't want to spend the same kind of money that the big networks were spending. So they're getting, for a lot of these shows, they're getting unknown actors.
We got a whole table full of photos here.
Oh boy.
We'd love to go through some of these stories.
They're fun. They're all fun.
They're all fun. So go
All
ahead.
right, we'll see. I'll be the judge of them.
Yeah, you go ahead and pick whichever you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Absolutely sure, yeah, man.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, so can we show that to the camera?
Yeah.
that's an epic photo.
Love
Yeah.
this photo.
I actually have this one at the convention on my table.
Right on.
Yeah.
So there's a comment under this from actually a friend of mine who says, epic photo, like such an epic, like a picture that people really remember. But what do you remember about actually this photo shoot? What you guys were
Itself,
doing,
yeah.
what you guys were talking about?
So Luke and I had met before he started doing 90210. He wasn't in the pilot of it. And then Aaron was like, hey, we need a cool, like James Dean kind of guy. Brought in Luke. We did a...
You made the introduction?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Aaron
I
brought
wish
it.
I could take credit for that. Like, oh, it's because of me
Yeah,
that
I was gonna
Luke
say,
Perry
that's great.
ended up on 90210. No, not the case. But we did a Dr. Pepper commercial a few weeks before he randomly showed up. And I was like, holy shit, what are you doing here? And he was like, I'm new on the show. I was like, get out of here.
Nice.
So we did, nobody was watching the show at this point. So we did this photo shoot and they made up these t-shirts for everybody. And we were on the beach in Santa Monica. And we were kind of getting into these like summer episodes at that point, but we did this shoot. And I remember like they're epic photos now, but at that time it was,
You're just like, we're just doing what we gotta do. We're just out here.
We're doing what we got. We'll go like, we went to pie eating competitions to try and promote the show. Like we did whatever we could do to get people to watch.
I guess people wouldn't even consider now what you guys had to do to promote this show, or what it must have felt like to not know that this was gonna be a thing.
It had never been done before.
Right.
This was the first teenage drama that was ever on television.
Yeah.
Did you guys become best friends from the beginning, or it took a
We
while
were
before you got to...
really good friends from that day, from the day shooting the commercial. We got along really well, and there were a whole bunch of people. It was at a drive-in theater, this commercial, and we hung out most of the day.
Nice.
And we became, like Luke was, for all intents and purposes, my big brother. We had a really cool, special bond. Luke had a unique ability to make you feel like when you were with him, nobody else existed in his world. He gave you all of his attention. And so we ended up having a bunch of like really, looking back on him now, really great like inside things within our relationship. We listened to Harry Connick Jr. at that point. That We Are in Love album was out. And so we used to sing those songs just randomly, but just the two of us. And we watched In Living Color. So every once in a while, Luke would text me and he would write, wrote a song about it. Want to hear it? Here it go. And that was all. That was literally the whole text.
Yeah.
But you would get that and know, oh my God, he's really thinking of me. And it was great. Luke was an incredible human being.
You know, Brian, one of the things I noticed about you is that you stay connected with your peoples. You have this gift of keeping them part of your life. You check in with them, and that's what makes this picture so special.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a special one.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
So on the lock screen of my phone, that's him.
Oh yeah.
And that was a picture a week before he had a stroke and passed. And he just randomly sent it to me, and it's him and his dog on the beach.
And you keep this all the time.
I can't take it off my phone because as soon as I try and change it out for something else, I just have this incredible wave of guilt, like it's meant to be there. It was so random that he sent me this picture, because he didn't send a lot of, and this shot of like, here's me and my dog on the beach.
And you know what that was? Hey, I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
Right? I'm thinking about you. This is me right now.
Yeah.
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 I love it.
What do you think about when you pick up your phone then? When you see it?
I think about just the connection that I had, the genuine connection that I had with him. He was my age now when he had the stroke. He was 52 years old. He sent me this. We got together and had lunch. And then a few days after that, I got a call from Gabrielle saying that he had a stroke. He was in the hospital. I had come out of really crazy health stuff myself, recovering from stroke-like symptoms. I hadn't had a stroke, but I knew what it was like. It was a 4.5-year recovery.
Are you okay now?
I'm totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God. I had no physical attributes from it.
Right.
It was all just like inflammation in my body and blood. It was all sorts of things. So my initial thought was, okay, nobody is better suited to help him through this than I am.
Yeah.
I know him the way I do. Plus I know what that recovery is like and what strokes are capable of doing. So then to hear a couple days later that he had passed was just devastating.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was in this unique position to help him through it.
Yeah.
And I hated that. And we had just spoken about what I had gone through.
Yeah.
Not even a week before that. Yeah.
Yeah, we need more people like that,
I
though.
know. It's pretty amazing.
All right. Shall we?
Next.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Something happy.
Look what you driving into with that one. Okay.
Okay.
I remember this photo shoot.
You do?
I do.
Big
Yeah.
cast photo.
Yeah. We were at
You're
a
a
rental.
baby there
we were at a
too.
rental. I was a baby there.
Yeah.
We were at a rental house. It was this massive estate. The show had really blown up, and this was our first really big photo shoot after that. And we were riding high to that. We were like, oh my God, this is working.
So at this point, do you realize how big the show was going to be and changing your life?
It was big at that point. We didn't really realize, or I didn't really realize just how big it was. We didn't know at that point, or I didn't know how much of an international hit the show was.
You know, having started acting when you were much younger,
Yes.
and then this became a big thing, is it something that you were, like, do you remember being nervous about it becoming so big? Or were you like, I am ready, I am hungry, I'm ready to go?
I had nothing. Before our show, it was boy bands.
That's right.
New Kids on the
Right.
Rise.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing like news footage of them getting off of tour buses and girls screaming at chain link fences and like the mayhem and the pandemonium of it all. And then all of a sudden we were in that experience and it was so surreal. I don't think none of us were really prepared for what the show did. Nobody was prepared. Aaron wasn't prepared.
Right.
Just nobody was. And it was this freight train and you just grabbed a hold of it, you ran with it, and you just held on as tight as you could. And it was just bananas, the places that it took us to.
Was there a particular moment you realized this is it? This is the big moment?
There was.
Was there?
We were at Disneyland.
Disneyland.
And it was grad night. They do this thing every year where it's this, they close the park down and it's only open to graduates.
Right.
High school graduates. So we went to, it was like an appearance up on the stage, and Wilson Phillips were there.
Oh yeah.
just to really date, just to really date
aging
this.
us right now. Yeah.
Another Bad Creation was there.
Oh, wow, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me take you back.
Way back.
So we're on this stage. It's called the Tomorrowland Terrace, and it comes up out of the ground.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so it was up, and they brought us through the tunnels underneath Disney, which was really cool because I'd been there before. My dad used to work there when I was a kid. I used to go to Disneyland like every weekend.
He was a performer too, right?
He's a drummer.
Drummer.
Yeah. He was touring with Glenn Campbell when I was born, and then he was one of the tin soldiers in the marching band for the Main Street Electric Parade and all that stuff.
I'm like, wow.
That's cool.
That's the thing, like you know, even just you saying like, oh, we went through the tunnels. Those are the things people like.
That's cool.
They're rumored about.
Yeah.
They don't even know about. Oh yeah, this whole like you know like forgotten world.
Yeah.
It's like Jurassic Park under there.
Yeah.
So Wilson Phillips were up before us performing, and we heard. I heard screaming, like the crowd going crazy. So I thought, oh, it's an encore performance. They're doing one more song, you know, past Hold On, or they're doing Hold On Again, or, you know, who knows? So we had this like bright idea of, as a cast, like, oh, we'll hide. So when the stage comes up, it doesn't seem like anybody's on it, you know, and then we'll jump out and it wouldn't be anything. And, you know, it's like, hey, you come out of the magician's trick and you're like, hey, surprise. And everybody goes, who is that? That's the dumbest trick I've ever seen.
Who came up with the idea now?
Oh God, that was so stupid. So we were hiding on the stage and the stage came up and we all popped out and the place went bananas.
Yeah.
And that was when we realized, like, you couldn't move. I'd reach into my pocket for something and people would lose their minds. And it, like, you couldn't do any wrong up on stage. And it was one of those like boy band moments where you pick up the mic and they ask you a question. As soon as you start talking and they hear your voice, they go crazy and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
It was this whole weird Beatles thing. And that, to me, that was the thing where I was like, okay, this show's massive. Like, we have an audience.
What do the kids say when they see like
My kids?
Yeah.
So it's really sweet. Like, for them, they can't believe that it's me.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, this guy, Darren Martin, who is Canadian, he lives here. He's known as the 9021 Bro online. He's a massive fan of the show.
Yeah.
Collects all sorts of stuff. And he has these books that he's put together that are sort of the history of each of us as characters and actors. And all of like our teen magazine stuff and the newspaper clippings and all the stuff. And so he gifted me with that scrapbook.
That's
of
amazing.
My stuff
Wow.
all the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't truly understand the genius of it until I got home and my kids were able to look through it. And I got to sit there watching them see it for the first time. And they were like, oh my God, look at how young you were.
Wow.
Oh, you know, and they're seeing these pictures of me with all of these people with Leo, who I was friends with Leo. And now they're like, oh my God, Leo from Titanic. And I'm like, yeah, no, it was, you know, we like pictures of us at bowling parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Toby Maguire, and they're like, oh my God, Spider-Man. It's like, no, we were all like just doing commercials and teen magazine trips back then.
I love that.
So it was really, really cool for them to see. I haven't let them watch the show because they're too young.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
Not
no
ready
way
yet.
to subject them to that.
Right.
It's a
It's
fun
well
show.
reasonable.
It's a fun show. I mean,
there
there are
is.
moments. There are
There'll be a
moments.
time.
But it's questionable parenting.
Sure.
If at a young age, I'm letting them watch.
How old are your kids now?
My oldest is 23.
23.
And then almost 13, 11, almost 9, and almost 3.
So you're going through it. You're in it.
I'm a lifer. My manager she dealt with the empty nest syndrome.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'm like, I'm like, you know, one of those like life, like the prison. I get the prison tattoo of the clock with no hands. Like that is because I'm serving a life sentence. I'm in this.
Teenage is a very interesting. We both have teenagers right now.
Yeah.
We talk
Oh my
about it all the
God.
time.
All the
Like
time.
we don't know what's happening. One day they're happy, the next day
Oh
we're
my
like, okay, stay away from them. I'm like, what is happening?
She gave me the best piece of advice because my son he's wonderful, he's great, but sometimes because he's 14 now, I don't always recognize him now based on who he was when he was like 9 and
For
10.
sure.
And if he's in a mood, I'm like, hey, like I'm trying to get him.
You're navigating,
up. And my wife is just like, you just have to know that he is his own guy.
Yeah.
And you just like, if he doesn't feel it today,
just leave him.
just leave
him be.
Yeah.
I always like, so my 23-year-old, I'll text him sometimes and it'll take him like 5 days to get back to me.
Right.
And there's a part of me that's like, I want to shake him and go, what's wrong with you? You know, I'm your father. Do you know what I did for? But then I think back to when I was 23.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to do was talk to my parents because, not because I didn't like my parents, but because I was in a place of finding myself.
Yeah.
And my son is incredibly busy. He's doing all these YouTube shows and these things, and he loves acting. And it's like, it's not like I'm not hearing from him for 5 days because he's out drinking and is just hungover and he's a mess. And he's busy working.
Yeah.
So I'm going to complain about it.
Yeah.
You should be home more. You should check your phone and stop being
text you-
so busy.
Brian, they should
being
text
so
you back in 10
responsible. Right,
minutes.
Yeah. How dare you?
Days. I
have a
At
career.
23,
The things you
we were
love.
like, you know,
hunt
we
my
were in the
dog down. She
middle
did
of this
for 5
run.
days.
Yeah.
So
All right, we're gonna
it's-
pick another one.
Okay. So I picked the two farthest. I mean,
You
anything
pick
you
whatever you
want.
like. Oh,
Hey.
25
There it is.
years. There
20,
you go.
25 years.
25 years since David and Donna got
Got
married.
married.
Got married.
Yeah. And we talk about that now
Yeah.
at the conventions, because our tables, we try and put them
Next to each
side by
other.
side, because a lot of people want to take pictures with the two of us.
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
You guys are very close too. You guys do podcasts together,
Yeah.
and you really do have a bond.
So Tori and I shared the experience of being the two youngest
Yeah.
on the
Right.
show. So we bonded over that. We had a
Yeah.
connection that we weren't able to have with anybody else,
Yeah.
because we understood what that was like.
Mhm.
You know, there was just a natural camaraderie that comes from that.
I love that. Okay.
Next.
Next. What do we
Dun,
got?
dun, dun. Oh.
yes.
We've
I
been
was
waiting
thinking
for
about
this.
I posted that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is I think
A
a screen
compilation
cap
of
their
of
screen cap
some of my most loved.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And
this
the
is
right at
actually-
top in the corner.
Yeah.
You were
That's
doing
me.
like a playlist. You're like, this is the
I
playlist.
was, yeah.
Y'all got to take a listen to all these things.
I just randomly got on this kick. That's
crazy.
I was like re-listening to it. I'm a hip hop head,
Yeah.
but I was really in this place of marriage hadn't worked out, and I was like newly single again after 15 years of being in this relationship. And so I was just sort of reliving all the stuff that was me.
Yeah.
Because you come out of a relationship and you realize, like, God, I forgot so many aspects of myself being in this, because for so long I've been myself with somebody else. So then I got to this place of just posting, and it was I have pages on my Instagram grid of just the hip hop that I love.
These are
that's some of it.
I think Black on Both Sides might be my favorite hip hop album of all time.
Of all time?
Of all time. Who's your top 5 then?
MCs?
MCs, top 5 MCs.
Guru from Gangstar.
Yeah.
Mos Def.
Yeah.
Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Black Thought
Yeah.
from The Roots.
From the Roots.
For those that don't know, and I'm assuming you don't.
That's why I was like, I didn't know that
Right.
one. I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
So
what?
the Roots are Jimmy Fallon's group. They were the first hip hop group to be live.
Got it. Okay.
So like
I didn't get
they
that.
weren't sampling stuff.
You think you don't know, but you know. Like,
I
you
know.
things fall apart for sure.
Yeah.
If we played it for you,
I would know
you would
it.
know it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last one.
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes.
And
Is Rakim number 6?
God,
It's hard.
he's
Then
up
you have
there.
to open it up. It's so hard.
Yeah.
This is his list. This is what he listens to in the car. So we
Really?
were losing
Yes.
it
There
when
you
we
go.
saw it.
So-
This is
What I love is like, there's you right there.
Yeah.
There's yours.
Yeah.
One Stop Carnival. Where do you rank?
Oh Jesus.
Where do you rank?
Like hands down, bottom of the list. Hands down.
I love that you did it though. You had such a passion for it.
Such a
and
passion.
you went for it.
And what's funny is so many people were responding as I was getting through, because I ended up posting like 20 something albums. Like I went for it.
yeah.
Over like a 2-day period, I was just on like my hip hop game. I was like
Yeah.
just digging in the crates and pulling out all the stuff that I hadn't listened to in years. And I had a bunch of people respond, and they were like, I forgot all of this. And I now have a new playlist again of all this stuff, and I'm reliving
Right.
Yeah.
my teen years and all of that because of what you put. And it was really cool because I found just this common bond, this commonality with so many people. And that was when I really realized the power of what I could influence
Right.
with social media.
You used to sing with Robin Thicke too, right? You guys were
So
besties.
Robin
and
Thicke and I were best
yeah.
Yeah.
What were you guys called? Did you have a name?
the feathered pillows at one point. So we, over a summer, his older brother, Brennan,
yeah.
had a video camera. And so Robin and I and this other kid, Matt Banks, we made videos just for the songs that we loved.
Yeah.
And Robin would always end up being the lead singer or whatever, just because naturally he was the most outgoing on camera.
Which is
great
wild.
name.
Which is wild. And he's like, you mean that?
What?
Well, I said the fact that he was the most outgoing with you also part of this group
Yeah.
is wild to me. Yeah.
So we watched the pilot episode airing of 90210 at his dad's house.
Wow. Cool.
Alan.
Yeah.
I miss
At
him.
Alan's house.
Yeah.
In there, like the sunken TV
Yeah.
that he had.
Crazy.
He didn't recognize you at the Masked Singer, right? Like
Robin?
Yeah,
No.
he did it.
No, 'cause he sucks at that. That's why.
You have a word with him
You guys need
after?
to
Like,
reconnect again.
How could you not?
Well, no, we just saw each other.
Singing wise, I mean.
Oh
you
no,
know,
singing
What was it
wise.
called?
He's
The feather
so
what?
the
Feathered
feathered
pillows.
pillows.
The feather pillows.
So we were, his brother was interviewing us, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah.
So we were sitting on a couch and he randomly asked this question of like, what's the name of your band? And I just off the top of my head came up with the Feathered Pillows.
Yeah, of course.
And it made perfect sense.
Perfect sense.
Sounded-
I understand that you saw Michael Jackson in concert.
I opened for Michael Jackson in concert in Hawaii.
That's
One of those
right.
crazy things in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were promoting my album, and it was myself and Trey from the Far Side, who's my best friend, and this other kid, Kamal, who I did the album with. And we randomly get this call. It was like, hey, you want to open for Michael in Hawaii? So he had his stage, which nobody was allowed to be on because there was pyrotechnics and all sorts of stuff. And then he had a stage behind it that faced the opposite. So he was like, oh, you want to open up for him on the stage? I was like, yes, of course. So we flew out to Hawaii. It was pouring rain. So I heard, I'm going to share this story. I heard this a bunch of times. Michael, it would be pouring rain constantly when he would be doing shows. And the show would start, be pouring rain, first song would hit, rain would stop. Sky would be clear literally until the very last song, which was, he brought a tank out on stage and kids, and it was a whole thing. And it would start raining again at the very end, and then it would rain like it did.
So like you were dancing in the rain, and then the rain stops for Michael.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's an insane
Yeah.
story. All
Yeah.
right, we got two more.
Okay.
That's life,
lovely.
Brian.
Family,
That's
hey?
life.
Yeah.
Look at the smile.
Yeah.
Contentedness.
My young kids. Cash isn't in that picture, but I have pictures in that jacuzzi with him as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
So who's who?
so Noah, Bodie, Journey, and Zane.
Look at that.
And then
Zane-
Sharna.
He's
Zane
already,
was a
he's already doing
baby
the
there.
blue steel here.
He's doing
Already-
Blue Steel.
Already doing blue
Yeah.
steel.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He's turning 3 this month.
How would you describe life now?
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've since moved from there. That house was in Malibu.
Yeah.
We're now over the hill in like the Bell Canyon area. And it's the same thing. I sit in the jacuzzi,
Yeah.
the pool area of our backyard, and my kids have friends over and they're all running around and playing, and Zane's in the pool, and it's just, it was before I left for here. We swam on Friday.
Wow.
Yeah, nice.
Because I flew on a red-eye flight out here, and it was that.
Yeah.
How do you make this all work?
How do you not?
How, like,
That becomes your focus. Like
Yeah.
that is, this stuff is ancillary. That is
yeah.
my life right now, and it's complicated at times.
Mhm.
I think people make the mistake of feeling like, well, it's really difficult, so I must be doing something wrong. It's difficult.
Yeah.
It just
Raising
is.
kids is difficult.
Yeah.
Keeping a healthy family working is difficult.
Yeah.
Living a good life is difficult. Like I always say, monks live on top of a mountain with nobody around them, not because it's easy to do, but because that's what it takes for them to stay focused and grounded and in that place. It all takes work, but it is, God, the payoff for that work.
Yeah.
And you find like, if you have passion for things in common with your kids, it's cool.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, we share the same passion for music or those things, and they become a really cool bonding experience.
Have they heard your hip hop music? Have they heard your list?
Yeah.
So Journey is a hip hop head.
No way.
Okay.
He did a whole thing. He's 8 right now. He did a whole report in school on the history of hip hop and how it started.
That's awesome.
How it started, where it started, where it is now. And he is just like loves hip hop.
Did he start his presentation with hip hop? It started out in the park.
It started with DJs. It started with breakdancing. It started with with Brooklyn and the Bronx and all. It was great.
Awesome.
It was so cool.
I love the fact that you're showing your kids your passion and they're enjoying your passion, right?
And it's really fun now when on Spotify, I listen to like 90s hip hop mixes. And every once in a while, one of my songs will pop up and I'm like, oh my God, it's mind blowing because in the 90s, nobody played my songs. Like nobody wanted to hear me. And now all of a sudden it's like classic 90s mixes. And I'm seeing,
awesome.
And then my kids see my picture come up, like my album cover come up on the thing. And, Noah will be like, can you still make that same face? And I'm like, what face are you talking about? I have no idea which face, you're referring to.
Yeah.
That was just my face. But so it's really cool for them to then hear me and, oh, you sound like such a kid compared to now,
That's cool.
We need to make a TikTok trend of your music. Like, that's what makes it go viral,
Christ.
right?
Yeah.
This all really nicely dovetails into the last one.
Yeah. This one, I know it is. There you go.
Oh, yes.
It worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This must have been real full circle for you, hey?
Yeah. So Cash is, he's 23 now. He found a true love for acting in school, in theater, doing stage productions. And a friend of mine reached out to me who I'd worked with a few times, and he said, hey, can you come do 2 days on a Western that I'm doing? And I read it, and I was like, hey, who's playing my son in this? And he was like, oh, we haven't cast anybody yet. And I said, can my son play my son? He was like, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Wow.
So cut to, I'm on set with Cash. He works way more days than I do on this thing. I worked 2 days. He worked like 9. He's one of the leads of this thing. And it was so cool just being in the car with him, driving to set and talking about the things that I've noticed that really resonate with people on set and connecting with crew, like really it being this team effort and learning that it takes everyone's hands to lift this thing, and to make it.
Yeah.
And he was fantastic, and it was so cool. And to see this picture now is so great. It's like, that's us.
Is this face, is he focusing on his character work, or is he making a face because you just did a dad joke here?
It was the director was talking to us, and I'm sure I said some stupid dad joke. I say those all the time because I'm a dad.
What's your best joke? Do you have a good one? I can tell you mine if you tell me yours.
I don't really have a best one. I have
Mine.
a bunch
Can
of
I
good
tell
ones.
him mine?
You're going to. It's funny that you actually asked the permission because I feel like you're just going to do it anyway.
What does Sushi A say to Sushi B? Wasabi. That was good.
That's such a dad joke.
That was good.
That's
Come on, that
such
was
a
good.
dad joke.
Father's Day is coming up. What's the ideal Father's Day for you?
Not telling that joke.
Wasabi.
No.
No, it works. Guys, come on. That was good.
Everyone is like,
nothing?
yeah, what is your ideal?
That's
Father's
it.
Day?
I'm going to be out of town this Father's Day.
Are
which
you? Okay.
Kills me. I'm going to be working out of the country. The ideal Father's Day for me, though, is waking up with my kids in the house and us barbecuing, because that's the time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
June 13th, right? Isn't that Father's Day?
Yeah.
Am I close?
You're close. You're
It's
close.
still-
I don't know.
it's close.
Somewhere in
As fathers, we're not supposed to remember when Father's Day is because that's supposed to surprise us.
Right. Mother's
Sure.
Day is way more important.
Cut to your
course.
checking off days on the calendar.
What did they get me?
Those bastards.
I just wanted to go back to this photo because we didn't get a chance to talk about Shannen.
Yeah.
Her anniversary is coming up very soon. I can't believe it's been a year already. And her story did resonate with me because I went through cancer at the same time as she did.
Did you?
Yeah. And her sharing her story was
So
affected
brave.
so many people. Yeah. Yeah.
So brave. Yeah.
She's
It's-
special.
She had an amazing ability to normalize that experience and bring people
Yeah.
together, and for people to realize, like, God, if she can do these things, losing her hair, going through
All of
chemo,
it.
going through the fear of having an MRI and a tumor being found, you know, on her brain, and she could do these things in front of people, then it took some of the stigma out of it for other people that were going through it.
Yeah.
And and what a choice, because she could have just fought it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She could have been in her house by herself.
Yeah.
And she wasn't.
Yeah.
And her podcast was amazing, and I'm so thankful to have done it. I'm so thankful for the friendship that we had. Again, we were friends way before 90210.
You guys were really close at the end. So yeah.
We were really close all the way through.
Yeah.
And doing the original, the show it's funny because we were already such good friends, yet we barely worked together. Because it wasn't like Friends, like we're all on a sitcom set, and so everybody's together. We would be off doing our own storylines, so I'd be working on Monday doing my thing, and then she'd be shooting on a Tuesday, and I had no idea what she was doing.
So Brenda and David never had any
We would
conflict?
dance together.
You would dance together.
We would always there would always be these like poolside dance competitions and stuff, and David and Brenda would win them.
Right. So
Was that
I never
it?
thought about it like that. Like
Yeah, I guess
you think about all the stories.
So
how
when
they
we
come
did the
together.
reboot, that was one of the things we like requested constantly was give us tons of scenes together and make it like, and really show that we've been friends this whole time.
Yeah.
And it'd be really fun. So we had these really great scenes, and you know, she had just been diagnosed before we started, and then Luke had passed, and up until the point he passed, she had no intention of doing the show. And then after he passed, she really felt like what a great way to honor him and to do this. And it became this really special thing for us being in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Without our kids and our significant others and our people around us to distract us from each other. So it was like summer camp.
Right.
For all of us. Except we were all grown, so we had way more in common than we did doing the original one. It was an amazing experience. She got to be a part of all of these conventions that we would do as a cast.
Yeah.
She got to heal a bunch of relationships with people that she had that weren't great, that didn't end in a great way when she left the show.
That's good. That's a big note to put out there, that there was healing involved.
She was this bond.
Yeah.
The same way you say as a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
She was the same glue for us. It was really cool. She was a really powerful.
So you guys all got together in Vancouver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like,
Yeah.
okay, we're done with the day. Where are we gonna go eat? Let's all meet at the Crab Shack or whatever.
Yeah.
It was remarkable, man. Like
Yeah.
you're telling all these stories about this. From our point of view, this life that you've lived, this just has all these epic moments, right? People have, so many people have attached themselves to you in all these different ways. And the thing that keeps coming across to me is just how grateful you seem.
Yeah.
For everything that's.
Yeah.
What's funny is they would seem epic to people on the outside.
Yeah.
To us, they were very normal human bonds.
Yeah.
That we had. 90210 was a very unique situation, and we were, as a cast and crew, we were the only ones that shared it.
Yeah.
So we had a very unique friendship
Yeah.
because of that. And we still to this day do. Like we're here with Tori and Ian, and we just still have those. Ian can make some face or do something, and it's like, it takes me right back to when I was 19 years old. And we were shooting the show, and and no one can make me laugh the way they can. No one can bring me back to those days quicker than they can.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of kids again, but we're now joking about the adult things and back pain and all that, like, all the stupid stuff. And
Aging is fun, isn't it?
Ian just had back surgery. He had herniated discs and stuff. And it's like, and I sit there and I go, it means you're old, but I had a back surgery at 29, or
You're
30.
engaged right now. You're getting married too
engaged,
soon, right? Or the wedding?
So we haven't set a date because we have 4 young kids at the house. And our hands are full right now.
Before your knee starts hurting.
Before my knees, before my hips give out, we should probably set a
But
date.
hip hop dancing next year.
I think next year is, like, honestly when we'll end up doing it. But we want to make sure that it's not a stressful thing to plan.
Have the best time.
We don't want it to be this big thing where it's like, with just the stresses of life, here's another one that we've put on our plate of, like, making sure that all the stuff is right. We want it to be like this really fun celebration, and we want to be in a place where career-wise and life-wise, it just fits and it makes sense.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man.
You found love again.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. You know what you're going to love? Poutine. Do you want to try it?
We'll see.
Here we go.
I'm in, coach. Let's do it. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
It's been sitting for 30 minutes, so
been
don't judge
sitting
it
for a
too.
You open it.
Okay.
Here, let's get it out. Oh, look at all the forks they gave us.
All right.
And it's still warm.
So let's
Metal
explain.
forks.
So it's fries with gravy and cheese. And that's what it looks like.
Okay.
He didn't have the same reaction I had. I was like, yes. He goes,
Yeah. Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
I'll make sure that
This will be great at your wedding.
Everything.
at my wedding.
Yes, like the after.
Is this wedding
after your
food?
drink? This is what we serve.
After you drink or
This is
after your
really-
wedding?
It's like the midnight bar. You know what I'm
After
saying?
the
midnight
reception.
snack.
A lot of pressure coming from this direction.
Yes.
do
I
you
mean,
think?
listen, I'm just here. I'm with you. I'm going on this ride
Take
with
it
you.
and close your eyes and really
Right?
feel the
With
essence
A
of
lot
it.
of pressure coming from this direction.
It's not Vegemite.
It's one of my
Telling me
favorites.
how to experience it.
Just
It's really good.
use your
It's really good,
yes,
right?
It is.
Yes.
Yes.
Second
We got
second
you.
bite.
So this is what we're saying. This is like
You're Canadian now.
the late night menu at the wedding. You got
Yes.
the in there, right? You
This
got
is the
the
way to do
sliders,
it.
whatever.
I'm just gonna
See, he can't.
Keep eating. We've
Because I'm
converted
hungry
you.
and it's delicious.
Brian Austin Green, ladies and gentlemen, buddy, thank you so much.
guys.
Thanks, man. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for reaching out.